What's going on, guys? My name is John Neves and I'm here in Paris, France for the launch of Huawei's P30 Pro. And I gotta tell you, I've been using this particular phone since yesterday when they lent it to us, and I've never been this impressed with a smartphone before. Actually, I can remember. Surprisingly enough, it was in the same place roughly at the same time last year. That was the P20 Pro. And since then, Huawei has been building to try and become like the best camera phone manufacturer in the world. And they've actually achieved that with the P30 Pro. Now, if you don't know, the P30 Pro is the company's first phone with quad cameras. So it has 4 cameras on the rear. It has a 40 megapixel main sensor. The specialty is low light. 125% the size of the sensor, the camera sensor in the Galaxy S10 Plus in Apple's iPhone XS Max. The second camera is a wide angle camera. It's a 20 megapixel wide angle camera. It's the camera that is apparently being it's the next trend in smartphone cameras nowadays, in flagships at least. The third one is very interesting, is an 8 megapixel 5 times lossless zoom lens. If you take a look at the back of the phone, you see that zoom lens on the bottom. It has a periscope arrangement. So the way it works is that there's a couple of lenses arranged horizontally here. So these lenses allow the phone to get like a 5 times optical zoom without having to use a very big camera bump. There is a camera bump on the P30 Pro, but it's not that bad. It's basically like the P20 Pro last year. But thanks to software trickery and also AI, Huawei is able to bump that zoom up to 10 times. Now, I don't know about you, but a 5 times optical zoom lens is pretty impressive on its own. I'm throwing up a couple of photos for you to see of how far 10 times optical zoom or 10 times hybrid zoom is. It's something you're probably not gonna use a lot when you're using the phone, but it's great to have that particular capability, especially when you're visiting such a historic city like Paris. It allows you to take photos of the Iron Lady or the Eiffel Tower. Even if you're in our hotel, there's a nice shot of the Iron Lady from where I am. And it's just amazing what this particular camera can do. So the fourth lens is a depth of field or time of flight sensor. So what it does is it basically gives the phone very accurate depth information. So there's also the matter of the 40 megapixels, the 40 megapixel camera's night mode. So Huawei says it's the best sensor they have for actually collecting light. I primarily used the P30 Pro last night during very low light. We were on a cruise on a sand. Yeah, it pretty much performs as advertised. The sensor is able to capture a lot of information, a lot of usable photos in situations where a regular phone probably is useless. I have a very nice shot of again, the Eiffel Tower, because it was the most recognizable and most prominent image there or landmark there. It's very impressive what Huawei has done with the P30 Pro. It's on brand of what they want to do. They want to extend that smartphone photography lead that they already have. If you don't remember, the P20 Pro and the Mate 20 Pro were basically the best phones in DxOMarks Camera Benchmark, like for almost a year. Then Samsung came in, and it's only now that Samsung, or a few weeks ago, that Samsung managed to actually go to the same level of the P20 Pro and the Mate 20 Pro. And it's already been usurped by the P30 Pro. So aside from that, you can expect like basically a flagship smartphone experience. You have a 6.47 inch Super AMOLED display. It's curved, it's no longer flat. The phone no longer has a physical fingerprint scanner. The scanner is now on the front. It's an in-display fingerprint scanner. So it has a 4200 mAh battery. Huawei supercharged technology, first debuted in the Mate 20 Pro. It runs Kirin 980, so it's the same processor that runs on the Mate 20 Pro. And there's 8 GB of RAM and a couple of storage variants. There's 128 GB 256 gig and 512 gig. So our review unit is 256 gig. We don't exactly know what variant is arriving in the Philippines yet. The phone is water resistant, also has reverse wireless charging as well. So if you have phones that has wireless charging, an extra phone that has wireless charging that needs to be charged on top of it, there you go. Our initial impressions of this particular phone is very positive. It's basically a really great camera phone. We probably will find a few niggles here and there, but Huawei as a brand really makes great phones. They really make solid phones, and we'll probably find a very minor issue with it in the future when we're actually done with the review. But for now, man, the P30 Pro is really the best camera phone that you can get, like, right now. So that's it for me. My name is John Nieves, direct from Paris. We are going to take the P30 Pro through our normal camera test, through our normal review process. So please come back to the channel. We're probably going to have a full review, an in-depth review of the P30 Pro. But it's really a great phone. So that's pretty much it. My name is John Nieves, direct from Paris. Peace out of the box.